Good morning, welcome back. We have sorts a flea market finds video today, showing some books that I recently picked up at Half Price Books about a month ago. I actually picked these up before we went to Daytona, so it's been pretty close to a month. Let me plug the mic in. So mic check, we are plugged in. Hopefully you guys are getting sound of this. But I picked up some books, like I said, before we went to Daytona, and I know Half Price Books is somewhat of a chain, but I still kind of like to consider it a flea market find because I don't think it's, like a national retailer. It's more regional, and even to a lesser degree, in those regions, it's very limited as to how many stores that they have. Luckily, I have 4 stores near me, and if you ever get a chance to go to a Half Price Books, I highly recommend it because there are a slew of books that you'll be able to find in there. Not only just racing, but they have all sorts of sports books. They've got, fiction, nonfiction. If you're, trying to work on your SAT test or whatever, they got all, just, if there's a book, it's probably in there somewhere or has been through their doors. So anyway, we're going to start off with a couple of non-racing books here. This first one, I've just kind of thumbed through it a little bit, but it's a history of baseball in 10 pitches. So I guess it just talks about the different types of pitches that were thrown in baseball, the pitchers that were synonymous with those types of throws, and so forth. Then up next, we have Slobberknocker, Jim Ross, My Life in Wrestling. So as you see, I'm partway through this book here. I've hopefully that bill's been paid off because took this book to Florida, read it when we had a little bit of downtime in the evenings. So far, so good. So I'm in the early part of JR's career right now, learning a little bit about his days, how he got into the wrestling business, and the early days of his Mid-South career. So very, very cool. This one is an updated version of a book that I picked up, The History of America's Speedways Past and Present. But again, it's just got every state alphabetized. It's got, lots of pictures, lots of, aerial shots of tracks, information, and it's organized by state, which I really, really appreciate. So you go through here and just find your state, learn a little bit, and then it talks about different types of tracks and so forth. But I seen that one, even though I knew I had it. This one's a little bit newer, so probably a little bit more updated information. But very, very good. Then we have from 2003, an IndyCar season fan guide, wheel-to-wheel excitement. So there you have some of the stars of the IndyCar series in 2003, front and back. And then as you go through, it's just kind of got these huge postcards. The pages are perforated, so you can tear those out and get them signed. They do have some smaller, like regular card size. Again, like I said, you could tear those out and get them signed if you wanted to. So some of the drivers back of that era, I don't even know what's happened to most of those drivers. A.J. Foyt IV, Philippe Giafone. There's early Dario Franchitti, Scott Sharp, Kenny Breck, Thomas Schechter. So a lot of drivers of that era. This book would be great for me to take to the track for 500 practice and get autographed. So now we are to some of our NASCAR books here. A lot of these are press guides, which I've not tore the price tags off, so I will do that as I am getting them ready here. The first one is from 2005, and it's just the official NASCAR yearbook preview and press guide. These were always big back in the day, so you had the race results from the previous year, track profiles, race results. And then the parts that I like, you had the individual driver profile. So, lots of ads in these, but it had the race by race of the previous season, and then like their careers. There's Jeremy Mayfield's career up through 2004. His career wasn't long for the world after this, but it's got a lot of information about all the different awards. So these were great reference books back in the day. Then our next one, so I got a whole stack of these. Can't believe I didn't peel these tags off, but nonetheless, I'll work on getting these peeled off. May hit the pause button every time I come to one. Next one is NASCAR 99. And if you remember in 98, Jeff Gordon had an incredible season. 13 wins in 33 starts, I believe it was. Who do we have there? There we go. We had some driver profiles there, so this would have been in the truck series. There you see Brian Ruffner, Lance Norrick, Butch Miller, Tammy Jo Kirk. Always liked that they had the smaller series. At least the big 3 series had all the driver profiles. Kyle Petty, who we have here. Mayfield, once again, we end up in Mayfield's page once again. So Jeff Gordon, who had that stellar 1998 season, is profiled in the 1999. I'm going to hit pause here real quick. Up next is another, like I said, these are all preview and press guides. 2006, Tony Stewart. Some of these I'm going to have to double check to see if I have, because I don't remember a lot of these. I mean, I may have them and I may not have them, but, you know, again, track profiles, driver profiles, Elliott Sadler pouting about something. They're not sure what he's so disheveled about, but he needs to cheer up a little bit because he's got a lifetime supply of M&Ms. There's 7-time Jimmy Johnson, but during this time, he was no time. Kevin Harvick coming off, had a couple rough years. Jeff Green smiling there because he's got a full-time ride, and Clint Boyer happy because he gets free liquor. But 2006 NASCAR Preview and Press Guide. Next up is 2007 Preview and Press Guide. So Jimmy Johnson at this point in his career is 1 time, and there's Jeff Gordon in the background looking not so happy. Again, all your racing series here, track profiles. Let's see what. Okay, we got Tony Raines driving for Hall of Fame Racing. We have Casey Mears driving for Hendrick. There's Robbie Gordon, self-owned team. There's Jeff Gordon, no relation. New Hall of Famer Carl Edwards, who has not... He looks younger now than he does in that picture, as strange as that is. And there's a very young Kurt Busch. So, 2007 NASCAR Preview and Press Guide. Continuing with the NASCAR Preview and Press Guides, 2004. So, this would have been the last season that Winston... There you go, Winston Cup Series champion Matt Kenseth, the first year of the Nextel branding. So again, NASCAR Busch Series, lots of cool photos, information, stats. There's a AOL car at Talladega, not sure who's driving it at that point. May have been Jeff Burton, may have been Johnny Sauter. Bad hair day for Mikey. Johnny Sauter with his Busch Series win, probably at Richmond. And then another Kyle Petty car, Jeremy Mayfield. He's turning up a lot here. There's Jimmy Johnson. And then Ward Burton with the Net Zero uniform there for Gene Haas. Go back just a couple more years here on this to the NASCAR 2002 press guide. So this would be Jeff Gordon's final Cup Series championship in 2001. And again, 2001 was a really, really rough season, and it was the only year, and we'll see if we can find it. We may not be able to. There it is. Most popular driver. The only year in his career that Dale Earnhardt won Most Popular Driver. Of course, he won that award posthumously. And then Bill Elliott won it for a few more years, and then Dale Jr. put it on lockdown till he retired in, 2016, 17, thereabouts. And now we have our final NASCAR UMI publication, preview and press guide, I should say. Not our final UMI publication, but our final press guide, preview and press guide for the day. Another Jimmy Johnson championship win from 2008. And this book is a lot thinner because it's pretty much just Cup, Busch, and Truck. It doesn't have all the other support series. There's Paul Menard, who never smiles, Joey Logano, who is all smiles, and Kurt Busch, who is planning something. They're not sure what he's up to. But again, these previews and press guides are just really, really good pieces of NASCAR history in terms of the way that they lay out all of the contingency awards, the sponsors, the races, the track histories, so on and so forth. Moving forward here, this is in 2004 from Sports Illustrated. It's the 2004 NASCAR season preview from Daytona to Darlington. Dale Jr. on the front, Matt Kenseth on the back. And again, it just kind of more book with a lot of photos, a few stories, a little bit of stats. So I like books like this where you kind of go through, and sometimes you find information that you didn't know. Sometimes there's maybe a picture that you've never seen before. So like this one, the famous picture from the 76 Daytona 500, there's Richard Petty, David Pearson spin. Of course, Pearson would win. We have, what's that, 1977, Cale leading the field off the corner. 1964, Richard Petty. So lots of cool photos in these books. We've got 2 more books to go, and then we'll call it a wrap. The second one that I'm going to show you here in a minute I need for my set, but this first one is a UMI publication book, and I've never seen this one before. The other previews and press guides and such, yes, I've seen those many, many times, but this is the official NASCAR awards ceremony book. So, you know, you got Tony Stewart there, your champion for 2002. But it's like just a review of the 2002 season, almost exclusively in pictures. It's got race results, but not details. Who's the 37 car? Derek Cope. So, again, lots of photos. This would probably be something fun to take around and get some autographs in, maybe. I don't know. But again, the award ceremony yearbook, I've never seen this before. It's pretty thick, pretty sturdy. It's not like, obviously, it's not a hardback book, but it's a very sturdy book. Super cool find. And our final one, like I said, I needed this one for my set. These coffee table books, also by UMI Publications. This is Winston Cup 1986. I thought I had this one, but I did not. So I was glad to add this one. And again, it's just very a pictorial book with a lot of great photos. There's DW, Mark Martin, Tommy Ellis, Bobby Hill in there, Bill Elliott, Jeff Bodine. So a great time in my NASCAR fandom here. You know, very, very early on. The Winston, that was the second Winston in 1986. Only had 10 cars start. And again, it kind of has a little write-up about every race. And just a lot of cool photography in here. So I appreciate books like this as well. Like I said, I picked it up, half-price books. Got it for a very, very good price. Could not walk away from it. And the other books, like I said, I some of them I have, some of them I don't. So maybe they'll end up on the I don't want to say the auction block because we don't have auctions, but you know, maybe at some point they'll be part of a deal if someone's ever interested in one of those. But anyway, thanks again for watching. Really, really do appreciate it. Like I said, this was just some books that I picked up prior to our vacation, and it just kind of got pushed back. I still have one more vacation finds video, which is just some hodgepodge that we just picked up along the way. But we'll get to that here hopefully in a few days. As always, thanks again for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button on your way out. I really, really would appreciate it. And we will see you at noon for Fast Packs.